Good afternoon. My name is Kelly Miksch, and I am the Global Advocacy Marketing Manager for SMART. Welcome to our webinar today. Today's webinar is going to be on tips and tricks for math. If you were able to join us a couple weeks ago, we talked about math discourse with Michael Green, and today we are going to continue on with the math topic. Okay, so today I would like to introduce our presenter. Our presenter is Paola. She is an instructional technology specialist from San Antonio, Texas, who has 18 years experience in education, and several of those years are in bilingual. I'm going to let her introduce a little bit more about herself, but Paola, it's all yours.
Hi, everyone. Like Kelly said, I am Paola Villalon-Perezsandi. I work for Northeast Independent School District here in San Antonio, Texas. I have been in education for 18 years, of which 11 of those were as a bilingual teacher. I am currently an instructional technology specialist, which allows me to work with pre-K through 12th grade. I work with teachers as well. I do district trainings. I work with curriculum specialists and, of course, model lessons for students. And, of course, I enjoy seeing the benefits of technology in the classrooms and seeing the different ways students are engaged. So for today's agenda, today's goals is to learn tips and tricks on creating meaningful mathematical lessons for your classroom. These lessons will engage students while promoting problem solving and mathematical reasoning. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'd like to introduce again the Notebook Oldies but Goodies math tools. A lot of times we forget the basics of Notebook and everything that Notebook has to offer. We forget that we have the shape recognition tool pen. We have the drop-down menu once you create these different types of shapes. We have the measurement tools that you can add to your toolbar, like the protractor, the compass, the ruler, etc. We also forget that we have tables that we could definitely use for charts or for 10 frames, and the benefits of infinite cloning with as manipulatives for our lessons. And we also have the widgets. So we used to have other types of widgets and like the random object finder and all that, but now these are the five that we have. We have the pull tabs, which are easier to build as well. You just simply look for widgets over on your gallery, and you can just insert it into your page, and you can insert the instructions, which usually students need that, right? They need that instructions for them to be able to do this on their own. So I have in the next pages, I have different examples of how you can use these tools. Here I have the shapes already, and I went ahead and added some examples, but I wanted to go ahead and show you if you go to where you can actually find them. So if you look at your toolbar, up at the top you have your pens, and when you come over to your pens, you have your shape recognition pen right here. And basically what you can do is you can draw a shape, and it automatically creates the shape for you. And teachers forget that that exists, and it's just something so easy for them to do. So once you have these tools there for the students, or the students create them themselves, we also have where the drop-down menu where you can select the show and hide the vertices, which will show the students where the vertices are. You can also look at the interior angles. So if you're working with geometry and you're looking at angles and degrees, you can definitely show that to the students. And don't forget also you have the side links where you can do perimeter, you can do area. And also you have the divide shape, which is you can see in the very first shape where I have the 1/3. I had that shape and I divided it into 3 sections, and I added the fractions. It added the fractions for me. So I'm just going to show you real quick what it looks like. So I'm going to add the interior angles. And I can also, go ahead, I'm going to select this one. I can move these around And we can you see how the angles and the side lengths are modified on how I am moving around my triangles right here. And we forget we have that. Here, let me show you and so this one, I can also do the drop-down menu and do divide shape. I want to divide it into 2 equal parts, and it shows me the fractions. And then from there, I can take this shape and separate them. So again, oldies but goodies, we forget they're there, and it's a great basic tool to use with our students, and that actually our students can create the notebook lessons for us or for each other as well. So we get into that creating mode. We also have the protractor and the rulers, and usually people don't know where it is because it's hidden within the toolbar. So you would have to go to your settings to go find it and drag it in. So you see here, we have the measurement tools. It's the 1, 2, 3, the 4th. First one, 4th line down, we have those measurement tools. You just click and drag it up to where you want to see it. And these are the different ones that you have available. And here I've gone ahead and shown you the protractor and the ruler. And as you can see, the protractor, I went ahead and created an angle. So I'm click and drag. And once I've created that, I can click that little green arrow and it spits out my angles right there for the students. So you can measure your angles that way as well. Same thing for the ruler. You have angles. I'm going to move it over just a little bit. You have the angles. I know it's a little bit small. Let me zoom in a little bit more, see if we can see it. It says 11 degrees, but you can also move that around. So depending on the shape and what it is you're trying to measure. And again, you also have your inches and your centimeters, which I can move around here as well. Now I have inches on top, centimeters on the bottom, and make sure we want to start measuring from 0, right? So again, just very basic tools that are still available in Notebook. They haven't gone away. Take advantage of them. Okay, and then I have charts. Charts and grid. We forget that we have the tables, and remember the tables is up here. You can just click and drag however many you need, click them, and it'll automatically be inserted into your page. I like to use this feature here. We have the dice. So this is the new dice. And how can you find it? You go into your gallery and you can just type in the word dice and it will show up under your multimedia and interactive folder. Eventually, right? It should show up there. Of course, as soon as I started working on, well, it should show up here. You just click and drag it over and it shows up here. So I can click on it and I've gone ahead and customized it to insert the images. So in this case, we have the pennies. Let me go back to entire page so you can actually see what we're trying to do here. We have the pennies, so that means I'm going to, so I can just come in here with my pen. Let me come in here and mark, I got a penny. And then I come back, the students come back, they get the next image, and we see we have a dime, so I come back to my pen and I mark a dime. And so on and so forth until the first coin that reaches the top is the one that wins. And then this is also very similar, but it's another type of money game that the students get to play where all they're basically doing is just clicking and dragging them over into the graph. I like to show the graph because if let's say this was a really huge penny, this coin were really huge, I can click and drag it, and as soon as I drop it into the chart, it minimizes it and it fits it into the graph, which again, this has been here for a very long time, but we forget that it exists, and it's an easy tool to use with our students or for our students to create when we go into graphing.